has to die at 30! You can live!
Logan's Run wasn't supposed to work. It was too expensive, too chaotic, too weird, but somehow it did. And behind the scenes, budget explosions, studio warfare, actors older than their character's death age, lost footage, real guns on set. Here are 20 insane facts about Logan's Run you didn't know. And they're stranger than the dystopian future itself. Number 1. The budget became a runaway disaster. MGM projected a modest $3 million sci-fi flick. What they got was a $9 million money-burning machine. The studio's most expensive film in a decade. Producers watched their investment evaporate faster than Carousel victims. The massive overspend included elaborate miniature cities, complex rotating sets, and cutting-edge special effects that pushed 1976 technology to its limits. Daily cost overruns became legendary within MGM. Studio executives considered shutting down production multiple times. The budget explosion nearly bankrupted the science fiction department and forced MGM to slash other projects. Somehow, this financial chaos created a cult classic. Number 2. A studio power struggle almost killed the film. George Pal owned Logan's Run rights. American International Pictures offered $200,000. MGM refused, demanding $350,000 minimum. This corporate pissing match nearly strangled the project for months. Pal had previously created The Time Machine and When Worlds Collide, giving him serious sci-fi credibility. AIP specialized in low-budget B-movies, while MGM wanted prestige production values. The negotiation stalemate lasted 6 months while other studios circled. MGM's ego ultimately won, but the delay cost valuable pre-production time and pushed the film into a rushed shooting schedule that plagued the entire production. Number 3. William Devane chose Hitchcock over a risky sci-fi gamble. William Devane was originally cast as Francis, Logan's relentless pursuer. Contracts were signed, costume fittings completed. Then Alfred Hitchcock called with Family Plot. Devane abandoned Logan's Run for the master of suspense. Smart move considering sci-fi's reputation as career poison in 1976. Richard Jordan stepped in as Francis, delivering one of cinema's most memorable villains. Devane's Hitchcock film became a critical success, while Jordan got immortalized in polyester and chrome. The role switch happened just 2 weeks before principal photography. MGM had to scramble for costume refitting and script adjustments for Jordan's different physicality and acting style. Number 4. The great MGM Purge destroyed film history. All Logan's Run. Cut footage vanished in The Great MGM Purge when owner Kirk Kerkorian liquidated studio assets. Gone forever. A 4-minute orgy sequence, Box's nude ice sculpture scene, alternate carousel deaths, and extended sanctuary sequences. Kerkorian sold valuable archives and dumped the rest in 1973. Film preservationists estimate over 200 hours of Logan's Run material was destroyed. The lost footage included Jenny Aguter's extended nude scenes, additional robot encounters, and a completely different ending where Logan dies. Kerkorian treated cinematic artifacts like garage sale junk. These destroyed scenes could have elevated the film from cult classic to masterpiece. Number 5. They aged up the death limit for casting convenience. William F. Nolan's novel killed citizens at 21. The film raised it to 30 for casting reasons. Finding attractive 21-year-old actors proved too difficult for Hollywood casting directors. The age change fundamentally altered the story's emotional impact. 21 feels like youth cut short, 30 seems almost reasonable. Producer Saul David wanted recognizable faces, not unknown teenagers. The decision allowed casting of established actors like Michael York, 34, and Richard Jordan, 38. Young actors also lacked the dramatic experience needed for complex, emotional scenes. This pragmatic choice weakened the dystopian horror while strengthening the performances. The future became flexible when filling roles mattered more than thematic consistency. Number 6. The leading man almost walked away at first glance. Michael York thought he was completely wrong for Logan and prepared to refuse MGM's $9 million gamble. The classically trained British actor saw himself as a dramatic performer, not a sci-fi action hero. York had starred in Cabaret and The Three Musketeers, building a reputation for sophisticated period pieces. The Logan script seemed beneath his theatrical aspirations. Director Michael Anderson spent 2 weeks convincing York that Logan was actually a complex character study disguised as space adventure. York's reluctance nearly forced MGM to consider other actors like Warren Beatty and Robert Redford. His eventual acceptance defined the role and launched his science fiction career trajectory. Number 7. They used real guns because safety was optional. The sparks when Sandmen shoot are real because they used actual firearms on set. Logan's Run was one of few films to risk live ammunition for authentic effects. Special effects coordinator L.B. Abbott loaded guns with quarter-charge blanks that created genuine sparks and flame. Michael York and Richard Jordan literally dodged live sparks during chase scenes. No CGI, no post-production magic. Insurance companies today would shut down production immediately. The realistic weapon effects required actors to wear protective gear under their costumes. Abbott's dangerous techniques created the most convincing sci-fi gunfights of the 1970s. Sometimes authentic effects demanded authentic risks. Number 8. The water rush scene was legitimately terrifying. The underground flood sequence wasn't movie magic, it was hydraulic chaos. Michael York called it pretty scary, describing a whole tank load of water that violently swept actors off their feet. No stunt doubles, no safety nets. The water tank held 50,000 gallons released through massive pipes. York and Jenny Agutter were genuinely fighting torrential currents while delivering dialogue. The terror on their faces was real because they were drowning between takes. Modern safety coordinators would shut down production immediately. 3 crew members were stationed with ropes to prevent actual drowning. The sequence required 15 takes because actors kept getting swept away mid-scene. Number 9. The ultimate casting irony. Nobody caught. Michael York, Richard Jordan, and Michael Anderson Jr., all over 30 when filming a movie about killing everyone over 30. The leads were past their character's mandatory death age. York was 34, Jordan was 38, Anderson Jr. was 31. Nobody on set noticed this delicious irony during production. They were making a film about their own mandatory execution while being too old to survive Logan's world. The makeup department spent hours making them look younger. Casting director Stallmaster Lister either had twisted humor or completely missed the point. The age irony extended to supporting cast. Most actors playing young citizens were actually approaching middle age. Number 10. A tennis match launched a career. Michael York spotted Farrah Fawcett playing tennis at a friend's house and recommended her for Jessica. He saw this extraordinary blonde beauty hitting balls and thought she'd be perfect. No audition, no screen test. York's casual observation launched Fawcett's film career. She was completely unknown, working as a shampoo commercial model. The tennis match happened at producer Saul David's Beverly Hills home during a weekend party. Fawcett's natural athleticism translated perfectly to Jessica's physical demands. Her stunning looks and futuristic costumes became iconic instantly. The role led directly to Charlie's Angels and superstardom. Sometimes the best casting happens at social events, not casting offices. Number 11. Peter Ustinov became a feline ventriloquist. Peter Ustinov improvised most dialogue as the old man, including making cats say hello in the Senate chamber scene. You can distinctly hear him providing voices for his feline companions throughout the sequence. The legendary actor treated house cats like scene partners and made it work brilliantly. Ustinov decided the cats needed personalities and gave them vocal ones. His improvised cat conversations became the film's most charming moments. Director Anderson encouraged the improvisation because Ustinov's natural wit elevated every scene. The cats were trained by Ray Berwick, famous for The Birds. Ustinov's method acting with animals created unexpected comedy gold in a dystopian thriller. Number 12. Carousel required death-defying ballet. The carousel sequence demanded cinema's most complex flying wire stunts. A circular rig rotated in perfect sync with the revolving floor while actors flew on nearly invisible wires. Dozens of technicians coordinated timing, rotation speed, and trajectory for floating renewal illusions. One mistake meant serious injury or death. The stunt team created a death-defying ballet of human projectiles spinning in 3 dimensions. No computers, no digital assistants. Special effects coordinator L.B. Abbott designed the 40-foot rotating platform with hidden wire mechanisms. Each actor required individual wire harnesses custom-fitted for their body weight. The sequence took 6 weeks to film and became the movie's most dangerous production element. Number 13. Controversial robot art scene got scrapped. Box's scene creating nude ice sculptures of Logan and Jessica was completely cut due to extensive nudity. The robot artist had crafted anatomically correct frozen bodies of our heroes, turning ice into erotic art. Roscoe Lee Brown filmed the sequence in a refrigerated set at 20 degrees below zero. Even the PG-rated future wasn't ready for mechanical sculptors creating nude masterpieces of protagonists. The scene included detailed close-ups of the ice sculpture's intimate areas. Box was originally conceived as a more sexual character obsessed with human bodies. Censors demanded the cut after seeing rough footage. The scene exists somewhere in MGM archives, assuming it survived the Great Purge. Sometimes artistic vision crosses acceptable boundaries. Number 14. Population control gets awkward. In the first Carousel scene, one female contestant is obviously pregnant. The film about strict population control somehow missed a very pregnant extra in mandatory death rituals. The woman was 6 months pregnant during filming, but costume designers failed to hide her condition. It's the kind of visual irony that makes viewers do double takes. A society obsessed with controlling births overlooked actual pregnancy in their death ceremony. The pregnant extra was Laura Parker, known from Dark Shadows. Director Anderson noticed during editing but decided the irony was perfect. The woman literally carried new life into a scene about ending existing life. Peak dystopian contradiction that somehow made the final cut. Number 15. Francis defied physics and continuity. When Francis jumps from the balcony pursuing Logan, he's clearly heading 10 feet away from his target. The next shot shows him landing directly on Logan with perfect accuracy. Richard Jordan's Francis apparently learned mid-air course correction during his leap. The stunt coordinator and editors created an impossible trajectory that defied basic physics. Jordan performed the jump himself without safety equipment, landing on a hidden crash mat. The continuity error became an accidental superhuman moment, suggesting Francis possessed enhanced abilities. Multiple camera angles captured the impossible landing from different perspectives. The physics-defying leap happened because of rushed editing deadlines. Sometimes bad continuity creates accidentally amazing character moments. Number 16. The location became a real death trap. The Fort Worth Water Gardens, where Logan and Jessica dove to escape, was closed in 2004 after 4 people drowned in the exact same spot. Life imitated deadly art with tragic consequences. The location that symbolized escape and freedom became an actual hazard requiring safety modifications. When reopened, depth was reduced from 9 feet to 2 feet. The original design featured multiple levels of cascading water that created dangerous undertows. 4 separate drowning incidents between 1999 and 2004 forced city officials to redesign the entire structure. The filming location's deadly reputation became stranger than the fiction it helped create. Logan's Run predicted real dangers at its own filming location. Number 17. TV rights. Cost more than the original film, CBS and MGM Television paid William F. Nolan $9 million for Logan's Run TV series rights, equal to the original film's entire budget. That staggering investment produced exactly 14 episodes before cancellation. The network spent movie-level money on a series lasting less than 1 season. Gregory Harrison couldn't capture Michael York's charisma, and the show felt like cheap imitation of cinematic grandeur. The TV budget was slashed after expensive pilot production. Scripts lacked the philosophical depth of Nolan's original novel. CBS expected Star Trek-level success but delivered Battlestar Galactica-level disappointment. $9 million bought television's most expensive failure. The series proved some stories belong exclusively on big screens. Number 18. Remake Hell lasted longer than natural lifespans. Logan's Run has been trapped in development purgatory for decades. Directors like Bryan Singer, Christopher McQuarrie, Ken Levine, and Nicholas Winding Refn have all been attached and departed. The remake has been in development longer than citizens live in Logan's world. Studios keep trying to crack the code of updating 1970s dystopia for modern audiences. Every few years, new directors sign on with bold visions, then quietly exit when reality hits. Warner Bros., Sony, and MGM have all owned rights at different times. The latest attempt involves Simon Kinberg producing for Sony Pictures. The remake has become Hollywood's own Carousel, promising renewal but delivering endless cycles. Number 19. Michael Bay stole from 70s sci-fi cheese? Logan's Run directly influenced Michael Bay's 2005 film The Island, proving even explosive action directors steal from vintage sci-fi. Bay borrowed the concept of beautiful people discovering their perfect world is actually a death trap. The Island essentially remade Logan's Run with more explosions and less philosophical depth. Bay took the paranoid dystopian framework and applied his signature loud, fast, mindless style. Both films feature underground worlds, identity chips, and escape to the outside world. Scarlett Johansson's character mirrors Jessica's journey from sheltered citizen to freedom fighter. The Island earned $162 million worldwide, proving Logan's Run's story structure remained commercially viable. Sometimes expensive imitation is the sincerest flattery. Number 20. Fans made the sequel soundtrack. Hollywood Wouldn't, a fan-made electronica album called Logan's Sanctuary, was released in 2000 as the imagined soundtrack to a non-existent Logan's Run sequel. When Hollywood refused to make the follow-up film, dedicated fans created the musical score anyway. The album envisioned what Logan's world might sound like decades later, with electronic beats replacing Jerry Goldsmith's orchestral themes. Producer David Whittaker collaborated with various electronic artists to create 15 tracks of futuristic ambient music. The album includes track titles like New Sanctuary, Crystal Cathedral, and Renewal Denied. Fan creativity filled the void left by studio indifference. The sequel lives on in synthesizers and imagination. Sometimes the most passionate filmmakers never get hired. Outro Logan's Run started as a budget disaster, survived production chaos, and became a cult classic through sheer force of beautiful madness. A film where everything went wrong somehow went perfectly right. If you're obsessed with Hollywood's strangest secrets and the beautiful disasters that became cinema legends, hit that subscribe button, because the industry's weirdest stories are just getting started.